Hey guys, how are you? Here we go. Another continuous join as you go fab tutorial. No idea what's gonna happen, but here we go. I don't know what to call this. It's not a granny cluster. I've been calling it a junior granny, but really it's just like a small double crochet cluster because it's 2 double crochets in one stitch, which is really just a cluster, but I've been having fun calling it the junior granny join. It just sounds cute. It sounds cool. Cool. So might want to know at first, the last tutorial was fueled by nerd clusters, but I'm very much going in with chocolate right now. So chocolate and coffee, okay? You'll see them mentioned in the pattern. It happened. It's what the fuel thing is going in at. Last time I did a tutorial, I was sent an obscene amount of nerd clusters. I'm good, guys. I don't need any more nerd clusters. So let's start doing this join. We're gonna have just a 4 square join. Obviously your blanket will be bigger than this, but this is specifically for the Petite Juliet blanket. So when you start when you have your layout, you've got obviously more than 4 squares, but you've got everything laid out. We're always starting our join from the right to the left. You're never joining a square moving to the right. You're always starting on the right, join a square. When you end your row, you go down, forget these. You're gonna go down the bottom and do your little like bordering thing before you join your next square, and then join your next square until they become this beautiful, lovely join. So we're gonna move the camera a little closer and we're gonna start. And we're gonna hear my dog apparently interrupt this beautiful video. It wouldn't be a video without Neville. Okay guys, so here we go. I'm going to, from the right, I'm gonna move my square over because this is row 1, and I'm gonna move this square over because this is the order I go in, row 2. I'm gonna stack row 1 on top of row 2 because this is the order of squares I'm gonna do. I hope everything is in frame. Beautiful. Make sure I don't get too far up here. It's not fun for anyone. And then I'll have to do this all over again, and no one wants to do that, mainly me. All right, so little sip of coffee. Take a sip. Let's fuel up. Do you have your snacks? Are you ready? Let's do this. I promise it's gonna be fun, as per usual. All right, you're gonna pick any corner of your first square. You're gonna take this yarn, you're gonna do a little slip stitch. If you guys could just sit down and stop pacing and clacking all over the floor, that'd be great. Stinking dogs. So you're gonna join your yarn into any corner chain space, the space, not the chain itself. I like to grab both. Remember this from our last one? I like to grab both on that initial lock for slip stitching into place. Now, our corner, the first 2 chain, the 2 chains you start with, that counts as your first double crochet. And our corners consist, this is gonna be funky, okay? I need y'all to stay with me and trust the process though. You're gonna do 1 more double crochet. You're gonna chain 3. Do not chain 2, you are chaining 3. Please trust my process. I promise this will work. You're gonna do in the same chain space another 2 double crochets. So your corner spaces are 2, 3, 2. 2, 3, 2. That's how I like to think of things. 2 double crochets, 3 chains, 2 double crochets. See this? It's nice and pretty. Got it? Okay, perfect. As we move along, remember this, if you followed my original Juliet tutorial, it was don't forget the sneaky stitch. Guys, we're so forgetting the sneaky stitch. I'm going a completely different direction here. We got sick of it in the first tutorial for the original continuous join as you go, and I just didn't want to talk about it anymore, and I've already talked about it more than I really want to. So I'll probably still say skip the sneaky stitch though, so get your candy out and make it a game. All right, we're gonna chain 2. We are skipping the first 3. I mean, it includes the sneaky stitch, but we're skipping her, okay? So 1, 2, 3, and then you're gonna double crochet 2 into this 4th stitch, okay? You've made like a little baby cluster. Little junior granny. That's a little junior granny. She's so cute. All right, we're gonna chain 2 again. We're not skipping 3 this time though, because I like to be difficult, but math is math and I can't help that, what happens here. We're gonna skip 2. We're gonna chain, we've chained 2, we're skipping 2 stitches, and then we're 2 double crochets in that 3rd stitch. Hey, guess what? We're gonna do that again. We're gonna chain 2, we're gonna 1, 2, and 3rd stitch over, 2 double crochets in that thing. There you go. Are you seeing this? The first time, you're gonna see this pattern, the first time we come out of a corner is the only time we skip 3, okay? That's continuous throughout. I promise you'll get used to it. I promise it won't be weird. It's just the way the math had to work, because as you will notice as I continue along, 1, 2, and the 3rd, as I move along here, doing my chain 2 little baby junior grannies, 1, 2, and the 3rd stitch, chain 2. Look what happens. We've got 1 and 2 left to get us into that next corner where we do what? We go 2, 3, 2, 2 double crochets, chain 3, and 2 more double crochets, all in that corner. Okay, that's our first side. Looking good. Look at it, it's just nice and airy. You know, I wanted this blanket to be different from the OG Juliet in that it was a little bit lighter, you know, smaller squares. I wanted kind of a less chunky join. I wanted a less chunky border, hence us doing pom-poms as the final exclamation point on the blanket. So same as the first corner, coming out of the first corner, we get the same, we do the same coming out of the second. So chain 2, skip that sneaky stitch. I can't say what I call it behind closed doors with close friends, but sneaky something rhymes with stitch. just think it in your mind. It's very funny, but we skip her, 1, 2, and 3. We go into the 4th with 2 double crochets, okay? I'm gonna do the first square completely with you guys. Skip 2, chain 2, and skip 2, 3rd stitch, little junior cluster. Skip 2, little junior here, little junior granny, chain 2, skip 2. I just want to get this whole square done for you to the join before I start turning this video off and skipping ahead, because I really want you guys to be totally confident with what you're doing here. This is the easy part, she says now as she's got them lured in. So we're all the way to our corner before we join, because this is what we're looking at right here. Top, side. All right, I'm gonna back up just a little. I'm not gonna do those chains yet. So we've ended in this 3rd corner with 2 double crochets. Now, you're going to chain 3, but not complete the corner. Here's where we start our continuous joint. You see what I turned, I'm sorry. I can't work sideways. So you're gonna have to turn however your square is comfortable for you. I'm taking my next square off the top, and hopefully I will not have a ton of shadows on this. So standing double crochet, okay? Or, I mean, I think that's what it's called. I was explaining this to my mom today, and she's like, what makes it a standing? And I said, you know, I don't have all the answers in life, Mom. Just do it. Just do what I say. Just watch the video and do it. So we're going to make a double crochet over here in this new squares corner. Any corner, doesn't matter. Pick a corner, any corner. They're all good corners. They're all worthy. We're gonna yarn over, insert your hook in the new second square, your second square corner, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You literally just did a double crochet, guys, okay? Now, same, if you've done continuous join as you go, you know, you just go across. Please ignore these chains. You're not doing anything with them right now. Your last double crochet you worked in your first square, the top through the top, you're gonna put your hook through the top of the stitch to the bottom, and you're just slip stitching across, okay? Yarn is underneath your square, please and thank you. This won't work otherwise. It'll look really funky. So I've slip stitched. So now we're connected. If you can name that movie, I'll send you $5. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. I take it back. But yeah, we're connected now. So you have to mirror everything that was done in this first square in order to make the continuous join as you go work. So we're going to yarn over, into that chain space, pull up a loop and yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2, because you're just making a double crochet. You know how to do this. And we're going across into the next double crochet next to that is in order going backwards here on our other square, okay? Top of the stitch, pull through, pull through. You just made another slip stitch. Here's where I need you to pay extra special attention. I am going to go slow. I don't care how annoying it is. I'm taking another sip of coffee. Gird your loins, people. Let's go. All right. I get weirder as I drink more coffee. Okay, so what we have to do now is slip stitch into this space. We can't just go over to the next. We've got to make basically the 2 chains that we did on the other side. This is how we create those 2 chains. Think of this slip stitch here. You're gonna just put your hook in the hole. Put it in the hole. That's what she said. And you're gonna do a little slip stitch here, okay? There's a chain basically. Then you're gonna chain to kind of lock over those 2 chains that were on the opposite side, okay? I'm gonna do it one more time, all right? Go back to where you just finished doing a slip stitch across. You're gonna slip stitch again into that chain 2 space, and then you're going to chain to lock it in. That's 1, 2 chains right there. It's moved us over where we can now work skipping the sneaky stitch, have some chocolate, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you may say, I'll address this here in just a second as soon as I finish this, one thing at a time. You're gonna slip stitch across. This is actually a little easier with the slip stitching because you only have to pay attention to like 2 stitches at a time. Rather, when you go all the way across, sometimes you skip a stitch. The biggest things, make sure you're going with me, by the way. We're just double crocheting and slip stitching across in those 2, that little junior granny. The biggest thing you have to remember is to slip stitch into this chain 2 space and then chain 1 to lock it in. Okay, I want you to see how this is looking. Now, what you might be thinking is, but Melissa, Melly, sweet Mel, you only skipped 2 here, but you're skipping 3 here. You know, I thought about that, guys. I really did. I gave it a lot of deep, passionate, thought. I went into meditation over it, and I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter. It's okay. It all works out in the end, I swear. It was just too confusing to be like, oh yeah, and skip 2 here, but then skip 3 at the end. No, just after we do something in the corner, we skip 3 instead of 2. It's easy for your brain to have repetition. So you're welcome. Again, I'll send you my address if you want to give me chocolate. So we're going to continue. We're going to skip 2. Remember, we've done basically our chains here. Think of those as your 2 chains, the slip stitch and the chain 1. Those are your 2 chains. You're skipping 2. We're double crocheting on the 3rd one over, or the 3rd stitch, the next 3rd stitch. Slip stitch. Sorry if I keep having shadows. I'm really trying to crochet funky here so I don't have shadows for you. Double crochet and slip stitch across into the 2nd stitch of that little junior granny. Slip stitch into that chain 2 space, chain 1 to lock it down, and then 1, 2, 3. See how this comes together? I was really quite proud of this. I don't know if this has been done before. Oh, look, did I just mess up? No, I didn't. I don't know if this has been done before. I know that I am not the originator of probably anything, but I felt really proud figuring this out and especially this part where you slip stitch, chain 1 to lock it down. I was really proud that I made that work. So I'm gonna sit in a moment of like happy melliness, and just I hope that you love this join and how it kind of looks a little lacy without having to do necessarily a lace join, because that's a thing I know, and it is a little bit more difficult and involved, and I didn't want to do that to you guys for a big blanket like this. So remember, we're double crocheting, slip stitch across in that little junior cluster opposite, same stitch, another double crochet, slip stitch across in the 2nd stitch of that little junior granny, and then here we go. Lock her down. Almost there. I know these videos are long. I'm sorry, but I know that if you've never done this, I know it seems like oh God, this is so long. Oh my gosh, that's what she said. But if I don't go slowly with, I know, and repetitious, and you've never done it, like for me, it feels like, oh, this is taking way too long to do this and they're going to be bored. But it's like, no, you want me to do this. If you've never done this, you want to see it multiple times. I'm sure it's helpful. So we're going to double crochet into that chain space. Now here's where I need you to pay attention really good again here. Slip stitch across into that double crochet, that first one of that cluster, and then double crochet again into your corner chain space. Don't go into this space. You must go into the next stitch, that next double crochet. Don't slip stitch into the corner chain space yet, because remember we have 3 chains, which is weird. It's not normal. Normally you have 2 chains in between stuff like this. I feel like almost every continuous join I've done has 2 chains, and this is really makes it simple. It's not that it's not simple, it's just you got to remember to go into the stitch instead, because you're going to do that same thing where you do a slip stitch into the corner, but here, let's turn it so we're going across the top again. You're going to chain 2 because we have to make a total of 3 chains. Your slip stitch counts as 1, then 2 and 3 to match the other side. This is the easy part though. You're just going to complete your corner up top by doing another 2 double crochets. Skip that first one, please. Sneaky stitch. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. 2 in that stitch, please. Chain 2 and 2 in the 3rd stitch over. I will stop in a minute, I promise, because I'm going to go around the side and meet you back where we joined these 2 squares together. You're with me by now, right? Oh, look, my yarn's popping through. That's good. I love realism, don't you? I love it. I've got so many unwoven ends on the back of this thing. It's great. It's great. I'm human, guys. I don't like to weave ends. I hate it. Anything I keep for myself, those suckers are so not woven in. They get stuck in my toes all the time because of the strings. They get stuck in my toes when I have the blanket on top of me. It's great. I love it so much. All right, remember we're making this corner, double crochet 2, chain 3, 2, 3, 2. And then we're gonna complete this corner and go 2 more double crochets in the corner. Okay, I am going to pause this lovely video. I'm gonna come down here, do another corner, and then we're gonna start going across the bottom. I'm gonna meet you back like right here, right before we go into this little space area here. Okay, we're back. Oh good, it's still rolling. I did that whole pause thing. Y'all, I'm getting old because technology is starting to freak me out, and I said this would never happen, and it's happening. Awesome. It's fine. I'm still young at heart, and I'm still somewhat young in my mind. So we are down to where we joined squares 1 and 2 together. 1 and 2. And got my chain 2, and yeah, I need to complete this corner. It's still a corner. It gets 2 double crochets in it, okay? Gosh, I hate these shadows. There's really nothing I can do though. I could turn this light on, but I just don't like it. I don't like artificial light. Follow my photography page, okay? I don't do artificial light. It's gross to me. So we've got our 2, and yes, we have to create that 3 chain dealio. So you got to go 1, 2. Remember that a slip stitch counts as a chain. So we're going to slip stitch into this little nubbin thing, this little nub that we made with those chain 3s when we attach the squares together. You're just going to do a nice little slip stitch that counts as your 3rd for both sides, okay? So it's like an overlap. So then we chain 2 more, and we finish out this corner with, apparently that didn't want to work, but you know, it's fine. We're gonna finish with 2 double crochets in this corner. Chain 2. What do we do after every corner, guys? Say it with me. We skip 3 and go into the 4th stitch. I'm so proud of y'all. You're learning all these things. Oh my goodness, channeling my Mr. Rogers moment. I'm so excited that that got worked into this video. All right, doing literally the same stuff that we've been doing. I'm going in warp speed because by now I know that you got this part and you can pause it and, you know, catch up a little bit, but I know this part is literally the like chain 2, skip 2, 2 double crochets in the, you know, next stitch. We're gonna go across. You see how it's working? See? We skipped 3, then skipped 2, 2, 2, and 2. Last chain 2 before the corner, and we're going to do a partial corner, which means we double crochet twice. I got a turn, all right? It's looking so pretty. I love it, except for the crappy light, but that's fine. Y'all see what I'm doing and sing song. I really need to open this, and I swear I'm gonna open it before I finish this, this video. You'll see nothing but a wrapper and crumbs. Okay, so we've got to do our chain 3. All right, now we're going to, this is the same way we've been attaching the squares, okay? It is no different than what we did from squares 1 to 2. You're gonna yarn over, insert your hook in any corner of the next square that you're joining, pull, yarn over and pull through and pull up a loop. So you've got 3 on your hook. You're just doing a double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Remember, keep the little chains out of the way. We're going through the top of that last double crochet you did in the previous square, yarn over and pull through everything because you're slip stitching across, okay? Continue in the same way. I'll do just a couple that we did, double crochet into that chain space, and then you slip stitch across to the corresponding stitch. Now we have to slip stitch into this chain 2 space, not a corner space, this just chain 2 space, chain 1 to lock her down, skip 1, 2, 3, go into the 4th stitch with a double crochet, slip stitch across to the next corresponding stitch, double crochet in that same stitch of the next new square, and slip stitch across in that second double crochet of the previous square. Slip stitch in your chain 2 space, chain 1 to lock it down, 1, 2 skipped, and the 3rd we do our next little junior granny cluster, okay? All right, I'm gonna pause again so I can get to the next over here. It's gonna be great, you're doing great. Okay, so we have gotten all the way to where I'm about to work into the opposite corner of our 3rd square that we're joining. So we're gonna do a double crochet into that corner space, going across to slip stitch into that related corresponding stitch, 1 more double crochet. And remember, when we're attaching to corners, we don't go into this space yet. You have to go into the 2nd stitch of the granny cluster thing, junior granny cluster. Okay, this is a preference for me. If you do this differently, go with God. I don't care. It's your decision. You're a fully responsible, you know, person, I'm sure, that can make your own decisions. But I like to slip stitch into that corner space opposite, and I like to slip stitch over as well another time to that corner space. It just locks it down. It just travels in a nice little circle. I'm gonna turn, then I'm gonna chain to lock in that slip stitch. It also, if you think about it, it counts as your 3 chains. There you go. Look how smart I am. You're double crocheting into that same square you've been working with, but here there's nothing to work into, obviously. You're creating the stitches to be worked into. So I'll finish this corner for you just to show that, you know, everything's loose. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 into 1 stitch. All right, I get down here, I'm going to attach my other square, and I'm gonna meet you back up here. I'm trying to decide if I should show you how to do, you know what? I'll show you how to join one more time. I'll be right back. Hold please. All right, we're gonna join the 4th and final square to make our little cute thing that's totally getting ripped out when this is all done, because I've gotta do pictures as well. Gotta work backwards and do pictures for you guys for the pattern. I hope you guys are getting a lot out of this and enjoying it. I'm really hoping that I'm explaining it well. I'm dog hair everywhere. Just trying to go step by step and pray that everything is really just makes good sense for you. So we've got our chain 3 is where I ended. I am attaching this final 4th square. Yarn over so we can start our double crochet into the corner chain space, complete your double crochet. Across to the corresponding stitch. Please pay no attention to those chains. Pay no attention to those chains behind the curtain. All right, and then double crochet. Notice how I get really goofier as the tutorial goes by. It's probably annoying, but it's fine. Some people like me. Some people think I'm funny. Remember that in that chain 2 space, you're slip stitching and chain 1. That's like your 1, 2 chains, right? 1, 2, 3, skip 3, and only when you're coming out of a corner space though. Double crochet, slip stitch across, double crochet, slip stitch across into the stitch, not the chain space, please. And then slip stitch, chain 1. All right, meet you back here for the final little portion. It's not hard, you're almost there. You're doing amazing, I promise. You're look at this, you're almost there. Look how freaking pretty that is. So good. Guys, look what happened to my, how did this happen? My daughter would love it though. The namesake of the blanket, Juliet, she would love this because it looks like a heart. She would totally see a heart. Oh my God. I love that kid. If you've been on my Instagram, you've seen her. She's a joy, like a true joy. Okay, I stopped right before this last little corner here so we could do this together. So we're going to yarn over, do our little double crochet. You're going into the stitch to slip stitch. Oh my God, I'm using a knife grip. Oh God, Crystal is gonna say something. She's knife gripping, look at her. I think I did this in my last video too to try to show things. I don't like knife grip. Remember, you're going in to your stitch, not your chain space yet, to slip stitch. Okay, now you're ready. Remember the little circle I made? I'm gonna go slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch. Yes, it's excessive. I don't really care. Again, go with God, y'all. Do your thing. Be who you wanna be. Slip stitch where you wanna slip. I won't judge you. And then I do this little chain 1 to lock her in. I'm going to show you, I think it mimics the continuation all the way down too. I just like it. And it makes me feel good that these corners are fully tightened together. Needs to be tight, okay? All right, we're going to finish this corner. It's going to be a little fiddly to try to show you, but you're essentially still doing the same thing you've been doing when you've attached, okay? You're double crocheting and slip stitching across to the corresponding stitch. And then you're slip stitch, chain 1 to lock her down. Oh my God, how many times have I said lock her down? Should I do a count? Maybe I'll put a counter on this one. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna pause again and show you going over these one more time. And then we're gonna come over here and end it, and it's gonna be done. And we're gonna look at the whole thing. Oh, I'm gonna pop in real fast as well before I get all the way back over here. But at the end of your joining, remember that when you do these 2 starting double crochets in the corner, you're going into the stitches and then you're slip stitching into that corner chain space, chaining 2 and finishing your corner. All right, we're back to where we want to complete our 2 corners opposite this little nub. Never gets old. Your 2 double crochets to complete this corner, and then you have to do the chain 3, right? But you're going to chain 2. Your slip stitch in the nub counts as 3. Also counts as the first chain for this square to complete the corner. Chain 2 and finish your 2 double crochets to complete that corner. All right, I will meet you probably at the very end to just show you the little slip stitch and then show you the completed 4 square layout. You guys, look, it's nearly completed. Who is so happy to almost be finished? This is so great. So I've got my last chain 2 here going in, skipping 2 stitches, then 2 double crochets in the third one, you know, two missed, whatever. Things are starting to get a little I need more coffee. See, look how much I didn't drink. Come on. I was very engrossed in doing this. So when you started your corner, you remember you originally already had your your corner completed. So all you have to do right before that with your last 2 chains is to, I honestly, when I do my border, I'm probably gonna just reattach a yarn. I'm gonna not worry about slip stitch color changing necessarily right now because I'm not doing a border immediately on this one. So if you are finishing off, you can go in the top of your double crochet stitch. You don't have to go into that initial chain unless you want to. It really doesn't matter. Again, do your thing. It's easier just to finish off in the actual double crochet, even, you know, the phantom one, and just slip stitch, and you can cut your yarn. And I'm not going to because I'm going to actually take some pictures, but let me move this up. Hold please. I want to show you the whole finished thing if I totally can bring this up a little bit. Look, we did it. I told you, wrapper. I'm almost done. It's still difficult to see the whole thing, but look at that. That's what you're looking for. It's kind of like a little bit of a lacy look, but you know, you've got just a little bit more of a delicate finish rather than just doing every single stitch. I live in Florida, okay? I needed something that had some holes going on, so we had some airflow, some ventilation, because y'all, it'd be hot. It'd be hot in the panhandle. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it was a fun new join for you to learn. Listen, if somebody else has done this, cool. I do not take ownership of it, but pat yourself on the back, have a piece of chocolate, and cheers, guys. You did it.